Before football became statistics, before tactics became more important than magic, there was a trio that redefined everything. 3 men, 3 nations, 3 stories that collided to create the most devastating force the world had ever seen. They didn't just score goals. They didn't just win trophies. They created art. They created chaos. They created fear. This is the rise, the dominance. Or straight but the future sketch to Theas. The T this twice at Amar, the trio that turned football into poetry. Before MSN existed, Barcelona was broken. Pep Guardiola was gone. The tiki-taka machine had slowed. The team had lost identity, spark, hunger. The world believed the golden age was over. Messi was still the best, but he was alone. He carried the team on his shoulders, game after game, year after year. But even gods get tired. Barcelona needed something new, something wild, something unpredictable. They didn't know it yet, but destiny was preparing the deadliest equation in football history. 2013. Brazilian prodigy walks into the Camp Nou. He arrives with the swagger of Ronaldinho, the flair of Romario, and the weight of a nation on his back. Neymar wasn't just talented. He was magic wrapped in a smile. A boy who played football like a dancer and laughed while humiliating defenders. He wasn't there to be the star. He was there to learn, to grow, to become part of something greater. But Barcelona needed more. They needed fire. They needed aggression. They needed a killer. Destiny delivered one. Luis Suarez arrived in 2014 under a storm. Suspensions, controversies, headlines screaming his name for the wrong reasons. But Barcelona didn't see a villain. They saw a warrior, a man who clawed his way from poverty in Uruguay to the Premier League Golden Boot, fighting, scoring, biting, bleeding, just to survive. Suarez was everything Barcelona didn't have. Power, violence, obsession, a hunger so terrifying that defenders felt it before every match. But could a monster fit into Barcelona's elegant system? Yes, because beside him stood the greatest player in history. While Neymar danced and Suarez fought, Messi ruled, a king without a crown, a leader without words, a genius who spoke only with the ball. He didn't need noise. He didn't need drama. He didn't need attention. He needed one thing, a team that could fly with him. For the first time in years, Messi wasn't carrying Barcelona. Barcelona was catching up to Messi. And then something happened, something that changed football forever. From the first training sessions, players and staff whispered the same thing. This is different. This is dangerous. This is not normal. Messi's elegance, Suarez's brutality, Neymar's chaos. 3 completely different football worlds. 3 personalities that should never have worked. But somehow, they fit perfectly. Not because of tactics, not because of luck, because of one thing, brotherhood. They laughed together. They mocked each other. They celebrated like kids. They fought for each other. This wasn't just a trio. It was a family. And when a family attacks together, no one survives. Wait, you're still here. That means you're loving the story so far. So why not give that like button a little love? Seriously, it tells the algorithm we're doing something right and helps us reach more awesome viewers like you. When the season started, nobody realized they were witnessing the beginning of history. But game after game, Barcelona became a weapon. Messi dribbling 6 players, Suarez destroying defenders with his body, Neymar turning fullbacks into training cones. Opponents didn't know what to do. Double Messi? Neymar scores. Triple Neymar? Suarez scores. Mark Suarez? Messi destroys you? You can stop one genius. Maybe 2, but not 3. Never 3. By mid-season, commentators ran out of words. By the end of the season, they ran out of numbers. MSN scored 122 goals, a record never seen before, a record never repeated. 122 goals from 3 players. That's not football. That's insanity. They scored in the league. They scored in the Copa del Rey. They scored in the Champions League. They scored against big teams, Small teams, any team, they didn't care who stood in front of them. Everyone fell. Round of 16, Manchester City, quarter-final, PSG, semi-final, Bayern Munich. Every stage had a story. Every match had a war. But the world remembers one sentence. They cannot stop MSN. Against Bayern, Suarez destroyed Boateng. Against PSG, Neymar had his masterclass. Against City, Messi ended careers. The final step, Juventus, a fortress, a defensive machine, a monster of organization. But you can't organize yourself. Against a hurricane, Barcelona won. The treble returned to Camp Nou, and MSN stamped their names into the walls of football history. What made MSN special wasn't just goals, it was the way they loved the game. The way Messi passed to Suarez instead of taking a penalty. The way Neymar danced without fear. The way Suarez fought like every ball was life or death. They weren't teammates. They were brothers. And when brothers play football, magic happens. March 8th, 2017, Barcelona versus PSG. After losing 4-0 in Paris, everyone said it was over. But that night, the Camp Nou felt different. Something was in the air. Neymar scored a free kick, then a penalty, then the impossible pass to Sergi Roberto. The stadium exploded. The world exploded. This was not a comeback. This was a resurrection. MSN didn't just make history. They rewrote its rules. Success creates glory and pressure. Neymar wanted more responsibility. He wanted his own kingdom. He wanted the Ballon d'Or. He didn't want to be third anymore. Messi understood. Suarez understood. But football doesn't care about emotion. In 2017, Neymar left for PSG. A world record transfer. A move that shook football to its core. The trio was broken. The magic was gone. The era was over. Just like that. Barcelona tried to replace them. They spent hundreds of millions. But you cannot replace destiny. You cannot recreate chemistry. You cannot rebuild magic. MSN wasn't tactics. It wasn't money. It wasn't luck. It was something deeper, a moment in football that happens once every century. The world felt the loss. Barcelona felt the loss. Messi felt the loss. And the fans, they still feel it today. Football has seen incredible duos, deadly strikers, legendary partnerships, but a trio like MSN? Never again. Because Messi, the greatest playmaker and scorer in history, Suarez, the deadliest pure striker of his generation, Neymar, the most skillful dribbler since Ronaldinho. Three styles that should never have worked, yet worked perfectly. They were chaos organized, beauty mixed with violence, art mixed with hunger. They destroyed everything in front of them. With smiles on their faces, they made football fun. They made football beautiful. They made football alive. And that is why MSN is eternal. Football will keep moving. New stars will rise. New legends will appear. But somewhere deep in the heart of the sport, there will always be a memory of the days when three men played football, like gods walking among mortals. The days when Barcelona wasn't just a club, it was a masterpiece. The days of MSN, Messi, Suarez, Neymar, the greatest trio the world has ever seen, and maybe the greatest the world will ever see. Alright legends, if you made it this far, big respect. If you enjoyed the ride, don't just leave quietly. Hit that like button, subscribe, and ring that bell so you don't miss what's coming next. We've got more jaw-dropping stories, twists, and deep dives coming your way. Trust me, you're gonna love what's next.